Give me a minute. It'll come back to me.
We are live!
Are we? Oh, yeah, we are.
are.
All right.
And this is a special night. Now, we've been, past couple shows, we've been proudly partnering with the Baltimore Comic-Con. Yay. And we had such a great response to folks who wanted to come and be part of the... And we had so many tickets to give away to the Baltimore Comic-Con.
Yeah.
That we added a special show. And it is special.
In more ways than one. Absolutely.
In all the good ways.
All the good ways.
All the good ways, because
it's all about...
It's all about My Little Pony!
Yeah.
Because one of the things I love about Baltimore is the fact that it's got a really diverse lineup. It's not just got the guys who are super famous and do the big superheroes book.
Yep.
We got, we have guests like America's Tom Zoller.
Dun, dun, dun.
Hey. Are you saying I'm not super famous? That's what I took from that.
You're not super famous in the same way, like certain folks who wrote none of the comics that you've written have been turned into movies or TV shows.
That's true.
Yet. You sort of went the other way, that your comics, your My Little Pony comics, are based on a very popular
that is true.
TV show.
And Twilight.
Yeah, exactly. And it's a lot of fun. Yeah. So, hey, if you're joining us live, and hopefully you're joining us live, you can go to crowd.live, put it in the code or scan the thing, and you can compete with other folks who love My Little Pony. And if you are successful, you get to win free passes to the Baltimore Comic-Con.
Woo-hoo. Or you can come meet Tom.
Yes.
Talk about My Little Pony. And potentially meet him. Awesome.
Tom is more exciting to meet than us, but...
Well, this is true. Yes.
All right.
And he's got
you ready?
So,
You ready to get started?
Yeah, bring it on.
Started. Giddy up.
I see what you did there.
Yeah. What is My Little Pony's largest country? Like in their world, is it which is the largest? Tom?
Yes.
Which is the largest country?
I keep forgetting if you want the answer, we talk about it first. I forget if we need to give people time.
You give me the answer, and then we talk about it.
The answer is Equestria.
Yes. Now, here's the part that I'm a little confused about.
Mm-hmm.
There are other countries, potentially other countries in the My Little Ponyverse, right?
There are other. I know there are other cities, there are other lands, there are other dimensions, which I don't know all that much about.
Okay, because with the official paperwork and the stuff, they're like Equestria. It's not just Equestria. There's like more to Equestria. So, but Equestria is pretty cool.
Yep, that's where it all takes place. Equestria is a big place. There's a lot of stuff that goes on there. It's been fun to plumb the depths of it. And literally, I put stuff underneath it. So.
And hey, Todd, for no additional point, depending on where you are in My Little Pony continuity,
yes,
Equestria is ruled by not one but two princesses. I think they're sisters, and they co-rule.
Right.
For no additional points, what are their names?
Anna and Elsa? No, sorry.
Todd, let it go. Let it go.
That's... Sorry. I froze for a second. It's Celestia and Luna.
Is he right?
Yep. Celestia does the day, Luna does the night. Luna was a bad guy for a while.
Oh, no.
Yeah, she was Nightmare Moon. She's like the Dark Phoenix of My Little Pony.
Yeah.
There you go.
This happens because they do have villains.
Yes.
All right, but talking more about Equestria, what is the capital of Equestria? Not the only city in Equestria, but the capital.
Ready?
Hit it.
Canterlot.
Canterlot. Like Camelot, only not because it's Canterlot. And if I'm remembering correctly, Canterlot was one of the original cities that got introduced, right?
Canterlot is the giant city in the very first episode. I don't remember how much stuff is taken from the previous generation. My Little Pony was completely rebooted in 2008, 2009. So there have been different generations that borrow from each one. This is generation 4 and is like the cleanest reboot. So I don't know what stuff came from before and what didn't.
But the Canterlot is a castle.
Oh yeah,
it's a castle that is carved out of a mountain.
That might be the crystal. The crystal one might be the one you're thinking of, where Twilight Sparkle's sister lives. Yeah, because when I drew it, it's just a really big castle. I mean, there are mountains there, but it's
okay.
It's a giant castle.
I was just under the impression there was a castle that was carved out of a mountain, just like Lord of the Rings, only way more pink
and less than 3 hours long.
Depends on how many of them you watch, because they're fun. Now, My Little Pony, Tom, I don't want to give away spoilers, but there are ponies on My Little Ponies.
Imagine that.
And they're little. They're not, however, mine.
But which of these isn't a My Little Pony species?
Harfoots, which is a thing that I don't even know what that is.
Todd, can you explain what a Harfoot is?
Is that from Lord of the Rings too?
It's from Lord of the Rings too. You're seeing this whole Lord of the Rings, My Little Pony,
Right. Well, Harfoots are
Harfoots are from Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
But like the three main, main
greatest color man in the business.
I don't remember what a Harfoot is. I know it's from Lord of the Rings, but
they're Harfoot. Just to wrap this up, a Harfoot is sort of related to hobbits, but not exactly a hobbit. Okay. And they're not on My Little Pony, but like that's one of the few things that's not in My Little Pony in the fantasy world. They have the Earth ponies, which are Earth
like
ponies.
Regular ponies. Yeah.
Yep.
That's talk.
They have Pegasus.
Yeah. They fly, manage the clouds and the weather.
Yep. They have unicorns.
And they have magic.
Exactly. And then they've got a bunch of others as well. So this is fun. Do you know what the unicorn horn is called?
I said horn, but I could be wrong.
It's traditionally called an alicorn.
Oh, so in My Little Pony, the alicorns are Pegasus ponies with wings.
Yes, exactly. So, but that's
Princess Celestia is an alicorn.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
And then you were telling me centaurs are in My Little Pony.
Yeah, Tyrek is a centaur, as I recall.
And then there's dragons, and they have halflings, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They have wolves made of sticks called timber wolves.
I see what you did there.
So they do. Super cool animated. Yeah, they and especially around like season 8 or 9, and when the movie came out, they really expanded which creatures and all were part of the My Little Pony universe.
Yeah, cool. And it's nice because again, on the one hand, it's My Little Pony, but it's not. They're very respectful of the material. They treat it well, and they treat it seriously. They don't, It's not a shallow. There's nothing that I've experienced from it thus far that's sort of shallow and meaningless and throwaway.
So you haven't read all my stuff, is what you're saying?
I read a couple of your stories. All right. Next question. Who is going to fly with the Thunderbolts? So in your story, Pretty Fly, somebody's going to fly with the Thunderbolts, and they're really excited, and their name is?
Rumble.
Yes. So just a quick note. The Wonderbolts, they're like the Thunderbolts, only not. And they're kind of like the Blue Angels, but not.
Yeah,
So,
I always wrote them as being very much like the Blue Angels.
Okay. Yeah. I see that. And it's like the Blue Angels are far, far better known, I think, than the Thunderbirds, which even though the Thunderbirds have been along years longer.
Okay.
And, yeah.
At first, I heard you say Thunderbolts, and I'm thinking they're not supervillains pretending to be superheroes in the Marvel, but that's something else.
Okay. Thunderbolts, there are two sort of acrobatic United States Armed Forces acrobatic flight teams. One are the Blue Angels, one are the Thunderbirds. The Thunderbolts, something else. And Todd, or actually Tom, for no additional points, Blue Angels are affiliated with whom? And the Thunderbirds are affiliated with whom?
Blue Angels are Navy, right?
Yes.
And then the Thunderbirds are Air Force.
Correct. Todd
Yeah.
got no. Yeah.
The Blue Angels used to perform here on Labor Day weekend, and there's a giant ore carrier out here in Cleveland called the William Mather, and I would do caricatures during the air show, and they would buzz right over the deck. It was awesome.
Nice.
Cool. Neat.
You should go there and sort of see you need reference. You need to fly. So, but we're talking about Rumble. What color is Rumble?
Rumble is blue and gray.
Correct. Now, here's my question. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, Fluttershy's yellow.
Yes.
Twilight Sparkle is purple.
Mm-hmm.
Applejack is orange.
Mm-hmm.
Pinkie Pie is pink.
Surprisingly, yes.
Yeah, I know. That was a stretch. I mean, what do the names? I'm sorry. Do the colors mean anything? Like, are they like if you have a dog who's a golden retriever, you could expect a certain level of personality and attributes? Do the colors mean anything? Like somebody who's purple is, I don't know, or like somebody who's orange, like Applejack. Applejack is known to be really honest. So is somebody who's orange always going to be honest?
I don't believe so. I'm pretty sure they're completely random. I mean, right down to the fact that they don't follow any sort of like Mendelssohn genetics. Like any pony will have any other color pony. Yeah.
Yeah. So yes, y'all. Our geek runs deep. We're talking about the genetics behind My Little Pony.
See, I know stuff that's not My Little Pony in Star Trek.
Yes. You also know stuff about West Wing.
That's true.
So, well, that was my main question about the colors.
Try to rein this in now.
Okay. It's too late.
Too late.
Okay, now. And then there's Thunderland, who is related to Rumble. What is he to Rumble?
Younger brother. Am I right? I'm getting the characters confused. I only wrote him in the one. Older brother. I'm an idiot.
Older brother. Thunderland. So Rumble is the younger brother. Thunderland. I keep actually wanting to call him Thunder Road. Thunderland is the older brother, and he's already part of the Wonderbolts.
That's right. That's right. I was getting the two of them mixed up.
And and frankly, when you see them side by side, they're not the same color. They don't really look alike.
It's not how genetics work there. Yeah.
There you go.
But the class of pony stays the same. Like I don't believe two Earth ponies would have a Pegasus.
They could adopt one.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Now the Wonderbolts, not to be confused with the Blue Angels, etc. They've got a leader, and the leader is
Spitfire.
Yes. Now Spitfire is a more established character than Rumble and Thunderland, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Rumble and his brother are both from the cartoon. I had to research them because I don't think I had seen any episodes that had them in there. Some of the Wonderbolt stuff. Rainbow Dash always wanted to be a member of the Wonderbolts, but she actually became one later in the series, like near the end of it.
Yep. Well, in the My Little Pony world, the Wonderbolts are very prestigious.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing, so I like two things about Spitfire. First of all, I always think of that iconic World War II fighter plane.
Mm-hmm.
That was just so huge and so popular and so effective. And then, of course, what it means to be a Spitfire. But am I correct that I read something that Spitfire is female, right?
Yes.
But in some countries, Spitfire is voiced by a male voice, depending on the language.
I don't know.
I read that it was in the Polish version, the Hungarian version, Portuguese.
Well,
that they prefer to have the leader of the Wonderbolts be a man horse.
Well, I'm going over to Germany in a couple of weeks for a My Little Pony convention, so I will see.
You report back to us?
Yes, I will see what he or she is over there.
Or they could, Spitfire could choose to be a they. That's okay too. So Rumble and his brother, that you don't know tons about, where do they live? What city?
They live in Ponyville.
Yes. Ponyville.
Yep.
And I love the names. We were talking about this. It's like Ponyville, okay, fine. Canterlot, not Camelot, but Canterlot. Equestria, which, okay. Ponyville, if I'm remembering correctly, by the way, is bordered by the Everfree Forest.
Everfree Forest, yeah.
And I think Ponyville is like the next town over to Canterlot.
You can get there by balloon or train.
As you do.
Yes.
That's part of. I had the option of going to Baltimore by balloon, but I chose train. But what I want to know is, where is Ponyville in relation to Manhattan?
There actually is a map, and I do not know. I don't think Ponyville's coastal. I think there's only like lakes. I don't think they're on the ocean because Manhattan is on the ocean. Van Hoover is on the ocean.
Philadelphia.
Yes, Philadelphia. I'm trying to remember what San Francisco is. And there's Baltimore and
Baltimore.
Yeah,
I know.
Seattle.
The Baltimore Comic-Con. That's what we're talking about tonight.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Huh?
Nothing. It's all good. I'm just along for the ride this way.
You're just horsing around.
I am.
Now, Cutie Marks, we haven't talked about Cutie Marks, but Cutie Marks are located on a pony's
flank.
Yes. Now, Cutie Marks, if I'm understanding correctly, they develop. I mean, you're not born with your cutie mark at a certain point. They kind of.
Nope, you're a blank flank back then.
A blank flank. But is it like part of development? Does it happen on a schedule?
Yeah, when it's not a schedule, because there are characters called the Cutie Mark Crusaders who are fillies and foals who are trying to figure out what they're supposed to be. When you figure out like who you are, what you're supposed to be, what calls to you, that kind of thing, that determines your cutie mark and when it appears.
Yep, but you have to figure it out first.
You have to figure it out first, yeah.
And that's important. So yes, it is blank. Now, the next question might be easy for everyone to get.
Or might not.
It's about my favorite character. My favorite character is Scootaloo. And Scootaloo is part of what now?
You're right. It will be easy. The Cutie Mark Crusaders.
I would so if you could just please write in the Cutie Mark crew, because it just sounds so fun to me. Are you with me? Cutie Mark crew. But yeah, the Cutie Mark Crusaders, as you were saying, they're blank flanks. But again, the friendship is magic. So they gather, they support other folks. They support other folks. They support every pony, and they're supporting their friends and, helping them find their special talent, which is nice. And again, they do it in a way that isn't, can I say that they do it in a way that isn't like overly top sweet? It's like, it is complex. There are problems here. It isn't just, well, okay, everything's going to work out. No, you've got to make the effort.
Yeah, that was one of the things that appealed to me about My Little Pony. I mean, first, obviously the money. But second was that when I was researching the show, it was much deeper than I expected a kid's show to be. It was, all the characters have reasons to hate each other and like each other. So you've got instant conflict. It's just really, it's a really well-developed, interesting world.
Yeah, and it's like, in addition to Thunderland and Rumble having a little bit of like the brother thing going, then there's also some parents and, so there's all sorts of different tensions. A lot of times, shows such as this that are sort of aimed for a younger viewer, they're very simple and they're only dealing with the kids sort of, but, in a bubble, and you sit there wondering where is everybody else. But no, this one has complex relationships.
Mm-hmm.
And Cutie Mark Crusaders. And in your next show, in your next story, you're going to write in the Cutie Mark crew. But now we're going to talk about Red Bank. Red Bank is the name of two towns where?
New Jersey.
Yes. And if you're thinking, wait, there's a Red Bank in California and a Red Bank over here, it's like, yes, but in New Jersey, there are two separate towns in two separate counties that are both called Red Bank, and it causes a lot of confusion. And this is relevant in this moment because, Tom, this is your cue. Red Bank.
One of the characters that I had to create for the comic is named Red Bank.
Yes. And I just thought, I mean, what is it like when you're writing a comic and, you create a character? Is that the easiest thing in the world? You're like, hey, just by the way, I'm changing.
The names are super hard for me. I hate them. Friend of the show, Paul D. Story, always used to make fun that there was a character called Java or Pumpkin Twizzle. So I had to create some So I had to create some character names, and that's one of the ones I put in. So it's now canon. Paul Story is also named in a comic as Pole Story.
Nice. So what you're saying is if people come to the Baltimore Comic-Con and they have ideas that they are willing to pitch to you without any hope of ever getting royalty or whatever, you would be willing to hear their pony names for new characters?
Pony names I can't crack. That one's hard.
You heard it.
Based on people I know, but yeah.
We need your thoughts about pony names. You could call one Todd. And by the way, this actually is a picture of Red Bank. He's not red. Is he a she or is Red Bank a he or a she?
Red Bank's a he.
Okay.
Yeah, he's getting yelled at by his mom.
Well, you know, he did some stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You could name one after you. You could name one Super Tom or something.
Oh, I have a pony. I don't know if I've ever.
You have a pony?
My pony name. Yeah, we all have original characters.
Nice.
Tony Fleece, who's going to be at Baltimore. Pony writer and artist. He and I appear in one of our stories. My cutie mark is a coffee mug with a pencil and a paintbrush in it.
That'll work. The cutie marks, again, with the colors are sort of within a certain spectrum, but the cutie marks can be pretty much anything, right?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
I think mine would be a skull and crossbones. All right. Next question. So Rumble, he's flying with the Wonderbolts, and he sprains what?
He sprains his wing.
Yes. And that is not good to sprain your wing. What does that mean? That means he's grounded and he can't fly. And he was really excited about flying with the Wonderbolts, which include his older brother. He was going to be so good. He was going to show off. He was so proud.
Yep. It was essentially going to be like a Sibs and Kids weekend at college. So I'm told. I never went to college. I went to art school. But that was the premise that I based the story on.
Yeah. And it looks like Rumble's grounded unless Rumble and his friend Scootaloo can come up with a solution. Again, Scootaloo. My favorite character. Should anyone care? So, all right, next question. When they're flying around, somebody yells, hard to starboard, which means?
Turn left.
Yes.
So that I do literally know from Star Trek.
Really?
Yep.
So do you know how Star Trek, or, when you're using it with planes and ships, not so much horses, do you know how they turn left?
Well, I mean,
mechanics of it.
Usually Kirk goes like this.
And that's usually enough. However, yes, a rudder. And on a ship, maybe not a starship, but on a ship, to turn left, you have to move the rudder.
Right.
So if you're on a ship and somebody says hard to starboard, you have to turn the rudder really hard to the right. Because hard to starboard means like it's a really extreme turn. It's not like a casual turn. It's like, nope.
Burning cookies in the ocean there. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you've never burned cookies in your parking lot? Come on, that must be a Midwestern Western thing for us.
Burning cookies.
Cookies or donuts?
Donuts, cookies, either one.
So
Maybe
what you're
that's enough.
saying is operating a motor vehicle in a responsible way.
Yeah.
I'm sure Mr. Zoller has never done that.
Drift there.
It's all about family.
There you go.
Thank you. Gotta get through this faster. He's going to get furious at me.
Yeah.
Now, It's difficult to fly where?
Breezewood Canyon.
Correct. Did you make up Breezewood Canyon?
I did, yes.
Cool.
Yep.
Again, was it just like you could name it anything, or did you have to give them?
All the names get approved. They don't usually get kicked back too much. I will say the name of the character that you have on there right now, his name was kicked back initially. And I had to come up with a different one.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because his name was originally General Dynamic. But since there's an actual General Dynamics, they didn't want to do that.
Did you try General Electric, General Motors?
They wanted to stay away from actual things. So I learned my lesson after the first one.
Okay, so Todd, for
Yes.
no additional points, can you name this character?
Oh, this is.
Anyone? Anyone know the name of this character?
I'm trying to remember.
No, you made this character.
I did, yeah. But General Dynamics stuck with me.
This is General Dauntless.
That's right. Yeah, because we went back and forth between two. Megan, the editor, and I did. So
Yeah, and he's in the armed forces. He's not the leader of the Wonderbolts. That's Spitfire, but he's like above them, right?
Yep. And he's he's an older general. Like the Wonderbolts are actually in the field. So
Yeah, he's sort of
So he's like the Colonel Flag of the ponies.
Yeah.
Pulling a
now.
whole other toy line here.
See, for
Now
a minute I was
when-
thinking Nash, and it got really weird.
Wonderbolts have a museum. And in the Wonderbolt Museum, they have a statue of one of these ponies.
Ponies.
Which one is it?
Windsock.
And again, you created Windsock, right?
I did, yes.
And Windsock, Todd,
Mm-hmm.
for no additional points, why is Windsock a big deal? Or what is notable about Windsock?
Because he's an Earth pony.
He's an
Yes.
Earth pony. He's the only Earth pony to ever become a Thunderbolt. So let's see. He's an Earth pony, and Earth ponies don't fly, right?
Mm-hmm.
But somehow he became a Thunderbolt, which is the famous, prestigious, acrobatic aerial flying team.
Of ponies.
Yep.
Bet there's a story there.
Literally.
And it's called Pretty Fly by Tom Zoller.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
And hey, this is just one of the stories in My Little Pony Friendship is Magic. There's a bunch of them. I think this is volume.
It's issue 81 in the comics. Is it volume 13? I think it's 13.
13 sounds about right. There was a ton of them that you had done all over because you've been doing My Little Pony comics for like 5 years.
Almost 10 years now. Yeah.
Wow.
2013. Yeah.
Cool.
So, and again, this is the My Little Pony stories that are available through My Little Pony Friendship is Magic. They're canon.
Yes.
They go along
Yes.
with the continuity.
Mm-hmm.
So, and they were a lot of fun.
Yeah.
With yours being the most fun of all.
This is true.
This is true.
We're not lying.
Yeah.
So, hey, special thanks tonight to Tom Zoller.
Yay.
That's you.
I recognize the coffee cup.
There you go. He is apparently you're an international man of mystery, a spy, an anti-terrorist,
Oh yeah, that's the
official bio, folks.
Yeah, I get bored with the regular bios, so there's one that says that basically I'm in every generation there was born someone who will stand against the monsters and the demons, and Tom Zoller's not that man, then I'm an elite fighting force dedicated to fighting Cobra.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or maybe you're just a talented cartoonist based in Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
And in addition to the My Little Pony work, you've got your own stuff. We did for Valentine's Day, we did a show about love and capes.
Mm-hmm.
Yay.
Yep, there's a new issue that'll be at Baltimore too. The Christmas issue's out.
Nice.
Cool.
And then you've also done some webtoons.
Mm-hmm. Yep, did Warning Label and did Cupid's Arrows for webtoon.
And of course, you've worked for Disney.
Uh-huh. I drew Tsum Tsums. Wrote and drew for the Tsum Tsum special that they did.
Yeah. Now, to be clear, do you write and draw for My Little Pony, or do you just write for My Little Pony?
I do both. I write the stories and I draw covers. I drew one issue, but for the most part, I just did covers.
So that's fun.
Mm-hmm.
So if people come to meet Tom Zoller, now you're going to be in Atlanta this weekend.
I will. I'll be at Dragon Con. Yeah.
But then following, you'll be at
Baltimore Comic-Con.
I'm sorry, it should be Baltimore
Comic-Con, yes.
And you're
Let's
not
see if we
the
can get
only.
that changed.
And now the thing, like a couple things that are great about the Baltimore Comic-Con. First of all, you're not the only My Little Pony creator who's going to be there, right?
Right. I'm just the best. No. Tony Fleece is going to be there, like I mentioned. Andy Price, who drew a ton of the comics, is going to be there. Katie Cook, who helped launch the series, and it's in her wake that we all followed. And also she's done stuff for Webtoon, and she works on Star Wars, which I guess is a thing. Yeah, she's.
I've heard of that.
Yeah, they're going to be all over. So, yeah, and then there's the whole Kids Love Comics Pavilion.
That's true.
That have even more kid-friendly people, like John Gallagher, who does Max Meow, Jamar Nicholas, who does Leon, Protector of the Playground, Emily Whitten, who does The Underfoot.
Yep.
Just tons of people.
And this is all in the... Who?
Jimmy Gownley, who does Amelia Rules, which she does.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And all of this is in the special Kids Pavilion, in addition to which there's programming that's just for kids. There's, And here's my fun part. Kids under 10 are free at the Baltimore Comic-Con.
To come into the show, not to buy at the show. That's different.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. You can check out all the cool stuff.
Exactly. But like if you're, if you know an adult who wants to go, if you're, they can bring anyone under 10.
Mm-hmm.
Todd actually is under 10. He could go for free.
Mentally speaking, yes. As Robin the Frog would say, I'm 5.
All right. So we put the winner's name on the board. If you've won, congratulations. You're awesome. We
pass your email info along to the folks at Baltimore Comic-Con. So you'll be on the list, on the will call list for your pass.
Exactly.
Well done.
And I know there were some technical issues. Looking at you, Roman. I know there were some technical issues, so let me see what I can do about that. By the way, Tom Zoller at the Tom Zoller doesn't charge for his autograph, so you can come and you can bring your comics.
Yeah. I've been writing my name for years. I got pretty good at it.
There you go. But above all, give us an email. Oh, yeah, we forgot to say like, follow, etc.
Whatever the current version of a tweet is.
Exactly. A tweet, an X, Meta, Facebook, whatever. We'd like to hear, what are we doing right? What are we doing wrong? We've had Tom Zoller on twice now. We must be doing something right. He keeps coming back. But above all,
read more comics.
All right. Have a good night.
Good night.